It was originally Lynne's idea. I know she met someone on the Appalachian Trail when she thru-hiked it that also did it before, and she kind of brought it up one day.
I was just looking for something else, you know. I fell in love with the lifestyle. I fell in love with carrying everything I own on my back, and I fell in love with being able to carry it and being able to propel myself forward each day, like with nothing other than my own body, and the simplest lifestyle. And it's like, all right, well, I have 3 months. What can I do in 3 months? And I have no experience at all with bicycles or with bike riding. So I'm like, all right, well, some people do this. I'll stick to like one where information is known, like the routes are already made, and there's compiled resources to make it a bit easier on myself.
So I was looking at bikes, and everything was so expensive. It was like $300, $400, you know, plus dollars, and I didn't have the money, stuff like that. And then I found a bike for $100, and I was like, this is it, this is the one. I'm like, okay, I'm going.
Well, my friends and family are pretty used to me doing like crazy things by this point. They got most of it out with me doing the AT, because I did that like alone when I was 18, and so everyone's like,
Wow.
you're a woman, you can't hike in the woods by yourself, like that's dangerous. Like no, like I'm more likely to be attacked on my college campus than like in the woods.
I never felt unsafe on the trail. You know, I feel more unsafe, you know, being surrounded by a bunch of people or being in front of a television being, you know, told stories than I was ever on the trail. My dad was very much, you're not gonna do this, you're gonna get through, you know, two cities, and you're gonna want to come home. And every time I'd call him and he'd be like, you know, you can come home. Even halfway, we were in Pueblo, Colorado, halfway. I called him and I'm like, hey Dad, we're halfway. He's like, well, you know, you can always get on a bus and come home. I'm like, Dad, I'm gonna do it. So we would look at our map, which we didn't buy maps. We kind of had this GPS thing that we took offline and we made our own. And then we took pictures of other people's maps.
So we started off kind of strong, kind of averaging about like 70 miles for the start, and then you know like terrain is a big predictor, and just how you feel, listening to your body, listening to your mind. If there's a good place to stop. If there's water.
I was very unprepared, unlike Lynne, because she took all of her stuff that she thru-hiked the Appalachian Trail with.
I had a tent, I had a sleeping bag, a sleeping pad, a stove, clothes. I had one pair of bike shorts, a tank top, a bike shirt, a long sleeve shirt, regular shorts, and then a pair of leggings. I had Crocs and tennis shoes, which I wore like my bike riding shoes. And then, yeah, food bag, puffy jacket, raincoat, bike pump, tire levers, and then just like all the various tools.
I had my mistake. I took a hammock and a tarp thinking, oh, I'll save some weight and not bring a tent. And the first night, or the second night, it downpoured and my tarp was not big enough to cover my hammock, and I crawled into Lynne's tent and she was so mad. It was hot. We were in Kentucky or we were in Virginia. It was hot, it was muggy. There was, you know, like condensation dripping from the tent. And she was so mad at me. The next day she's like, you better figure out a situation because that's not happening again. So I went to Walmart and I bought like a big tarp that I used.
My biggest challenge personally was learning to work with another person, because I'm like very independent, kind of do my own thing. I think Jenny had a lot more challenges than I did, and like the second day her gear shifter cable broke. And I don't know how to do anything about this. She doesn't know how to do anything. I'm ahead of her, and I get her text, so I wait for her, and like, it was broken, so it was stuck in like a really high gear, so she could pedal. It's just hard as hell because it's like just a higher gear. So I waited for her, and she got there. We're on the side of the road, like she's flipped it upside down, like YouTubing videos of like how to figure this out. This other cyclist who was just cycling around the neighborhood, who did the Trans-American Trail last year, stopped us, and he's like, do you guys need help? Because we clearly look like we need help, like we don't know what we're doing. And he lives 7 miles away, so we like biked to his house, and he like fixed it up, and she had something fell off, and he was able to replace that for her.
I learned how to adapt, being okay with not knowing what's coming next, because I feel like a lot before I was anxious, and I was always kind of like, okay, like I need to know, you know, I need to know. It would just eat me up. And doing this, you can plan all you want. You can study your elevation map. You can be like, okay, that's going to be a hard one. Oh my gosh, that's just a breeze. But in reality, those ones that are really small, those are going to be the hard ones. So you can plan all that you want, but you're still not going to know the conditions. That map isn't going to tell you that, oh, there's a road closure, or you're going to be riding, next to semi trucks, stuff like that. It's going to be different than anything you've ever done. It's going to be hard, but it's definitely an experience.
If you want to do it, then do it. Don't let anything hold you back. If it's on your mind and if it's what you're supposed to be doing, your next step, then do it. Don't let fears hold you back. Don't let society hold you back. Because people will tell you you're crazy, like, why? You're going to go do that? Like, you can't do that. You need to get a job. You need to get an internship. You need to go to school. You need to find a boyfriend. You need to find a girlfriend. You need to have children. Like, you can't spend 3 months of your life, like, biking. You can't spend this many months hiking, but, like, I don't know, you can. And you should. You learn so much just about yourself and about the world and about kindness and just everything that can be offered to you if you stick your hand out and just accept it.